So good afternoon all, and welcome to another lecture of electronics, uh, semester one. I guess we have started with some basic of electronics, and we have completed around resistances, capacitance, color codes of resistances, and how to calculate the values of capacitors also. So we'll just brush it up a little bit what we have studied in the earlier class, and then we will study the next portion of it. So yes, I will just share my screen. I guess my screen is visible to you all.
Yes.
Thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
Keep me updated so that if else there is any issue regarding the connection, so I will come to know. So today, again, as I introduce myself, I am Dr. N.D. Meshram, Head and Associate Professor, Department of Electronics, Sri Mathura Das Mohta College of Science. Welcome you all in this lecture of electronics, basic electronics of semester one. And today we are going to study about the inductors, right? So inductors is the basic topic that we need to study today. So we'll go through that. I guess you have studied this inductors in okay. Uh, uh, I guess we need to study today the basics of some inductors. Inductors. So let me share my screen. We have started with this. Yeah. So I guess my screen is visible to you all. And
Yes.
if there is any issue, say it is a network issue, that's why it was gone. So today we are
Yes,
going
sir.
to study about inductors, right? So inductors basics and how inductors are made, that is what we need to study today. Just let me start with some of the fundamentals that we have studied in the last class. So we have started with capacitors, capacitor VI characteristics we have studied. Then yes, we have studied the capacitance formula, and capacitor is nothing but two conducting plates separated by a dielectric medium. I guess you understood the concept of capacitance. Now, let me tell you one example of it. Just will have a practical knowledge. So I have two wires in my hand. If they are visible, so one is red and the other one is yellow. If you are able to see, right? So what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to just twist these two wires together like this. Are you able to see my screen? So what I have done is I have twisted these two wires and I have kept this uh, ends of these two wires as open now. If you are able to see this. So I have this type of a structure. The red one is at the top and the yellow one is straight like, right? So can anybody tell me, is this a capacitor or not? Is it a capacitor? Can anybody reply? Can this be used as a capacitor? Hello?
No, sir.
दिख रहा है क्या बेटा?
No. दिख रहा है सर.
दिख रहा है. बताइए ये कैपेसिटर है या नहीं? यस और नो?
No, sir. No.
No, sir.
हाँ देखिए,
No, sir.
एक बात हमेशा याद रखिए, अगर आप क्या कहते हैं रिप्लाई कर रहे हैं, रिप्लाई गलत है तो फांसी की सजा नहीं है, और अगर आप रिप्लाई सही कर रहे हो तो कोई गोल्ड मेडल भी नहीं मिलने वाला है. वी आर एट अ लर्निंग स्टेज, राइट? So whether it is yes or no, that is another issue, but you should dare to answer first, right? Yeah. So how many people have said yes? How many people have said no? I guess
No, sir.
yeah.
No,
I
sir.
have only 2 or 3 students who said no, sir. Okay, right?
No, sir.
Right. So my aim was just to tell you this, that unless and until we go through practicals, we don't understand whether what we are studying or not. So keep me giving feedbacks on that. So what I need to tell you now, just see this. These are two wires, right? And a coating is kept on top of that wires, conducting wires. So we are having two conducting wires inside this, and the rubber coating is placed inside that, right? So by that I can say that we are having two plates two conducting plates, two conducting wires, which are separated by a rubber or a non-conducting medium. Am I right? So this was the basic definition of a capacitor. Two conducting plates separated by a dielectric or a non-conducting medium. That is called as a capacitor. So yes, absolutely. This forms a capacitor. Now imagine this. We are having two conducting plates which are inside it, and what we have done, we have rotated it. So as you go on twisting it, the capacitance will go on increasing. Yes, of course, again, this will work only at a very high frequency. Remember this, very high frequency it's going to use, we can use this as a capacitor. So remember, whenever we find two conducting plates which are separated by some of the non-conducting medium, it will form a capacitor. Make sure, right? So this is actually a capacitor. This can work as a capacitor if else you are going to use it at a very high frequency, right? So frequency is a very crucial parameter which plays a very important role while we use it as a capacitor, right? So this really forms a capacitor, right? We can call this as a rubber capacitor also, right? So this was a just example on that. If we come for offline classes, then we can I can tell you more examples over that. I guess lastly, I have told you that Earth acts as one of the plate, and the clouds act as an say another plate separated by air in between. When cloud goes from one position to the other, due to friction, they store charges on that, and these charges, when overflow, they come down in the form of lightning to the earth, and this forms a big capacitor. And we are not able to store that energy. And if we are able to store that energy, we might save lots of electricity. So we are not able to save. That is a part of research in this. So yes, we have studied about this capacitors. These were the symbols of capacitor. Now today we are going, these are capacitor variations. So these are some of the examples of capacitor: ceramic capacitor, electrolytic capacitor, and these are mylar capacitor, these are mica capacitors, and this is how we have calculated the values of the capacitors. If you have not understood, just keep the screenshots of those so that you will be able to find out what or how you can calculate the values of capacitors. So these are some more capacitors, and these are variable capacitors that we have studied. Now today we are going to study about the inductors, right? So what is an inductor? What is actually an inductor? Just a basic example, or the basic form of an inductor. If I take the same wire as I have taken this, so yeah, there was one more point which is very important as far as capacitors are concerned. So capacitor blocks DC. Remember this, capacitor blocks DC and pass AC, right? So I'm taking this wire, the same wire I'm taking a single wire, and what I'm trying to do is I will just make a coil of this. So what I will do, I will just rotate it on some of the portion like this. So if I could make this as a coil, if you are able to see my screen, so this is a coil, right? So this particular thing is called as an inductor. Remember, so the simplest definition of an inductor is it is the wire wound on a non-conducting medium. Wire wound on a non-conducting medium. So we have studied this chapter, electromagnetic induction, in 12th, where we have studied in depth how magnetic induction can produce electricity, right? Whenever there is change in magnetic flux in a coil, associated in a coil, EMF is generated. This was the basic definition of that. So electromagnetic induction, you might recall those things. So this is called as an inductor. Now, whenever we are having two coils connected in conjunction, then we call it as a mutual conduction. And when we have a single coil associated with that magnetic flux or the change in EMF, then we call it as a self-inductance. Remember this. For that, I give the example always like अगर आप लोग पढ़ाई कर रहे हो और आपको ऐसा लगता है कि मुझे खुद से पढ़ना है, मुझे कुछ आगे बनना है, तो हम उसको बोलते हैं सेल्फ इंडक्शन, राइट, सेल्फ मोटिवेशन। और अगर मैं बोल रहा हूं कि मेरा फ्रेंड पढ़ाई कर रहा है और उसको देखकर मुझे मोटिवेशन मिलता है कि मुझे भी पढ़ना है, like so whenever there is a change in magnetic flux in the neighboring coil and a EMF is generated in the another coil connected to it, then it is called as mutual induction. तब हम लोग उसको बोलते हैं म्यूचुअल स्टडी और म्यूचुअल मोटिवेशन सॉर्ट ऑफ थिंग। अगर मुझे दोस्त को देखकर लग रहा है कि मैंने पढ़ाई करनी चाहिए, इट इम्प्लाइज दैट इट इज कॉल्ड एज द म्यूचुअल इंडक्शन, राइट? So this is a inductor. Remember this. Now, inductor is a passive energy storage element that stores energy in the form of magnetic field. Magnet सभी ने देखा है, मैग्नेट्स में क्या होती है, साइड में मैग्नेटिक फील्ड होती है। जब कभी भी मैं इस कॉइल में से एसी करंट पास करूंगा, एसी करंट, रिमेंबर दिस, एसी करंट जब मैं इसमें से पास करूंगा तो इसमें मैग्नेटिक फील्ड जनरेट होती, राइट? तो मैं उसको बोलता हूं इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेट। इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेट यानी इलेक्ट्रिक करंट की वजह से जो मैग्नेट बनता है, दैट वी कॉल इट एज इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेट, राइट? सो एंड द इंडक्शन जिसके कारण ईएमएफ जनरेट होता है, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज इलेक्ट्रोमैग्नेटिक इंडक्शन। ऐसा उसका पूरा फुल फॉर्म है। सो आई गेस यू अंडरस्टूड दैट this is a passive device. Why it is called as a passive device? Resistance is a passive device, capacitor is a passive device, and inductor is also a passive device. Why it is called as a passive device? Because इसको अगर काम करवाना है तो इसको बाहर से एनर्जी सप्लाई करनी पड़ती है, तो वोल्टेज सोर्स बाहर से देना पड़ता है। दैट इज व्हाई दे आर कॉल्ड एज पैसिव डिवाइसेस। एक्टिव डिवाइसेस कौन से होते हैं? जो सेल्फ जनरेटिंग होते हैं, जो खुद से एनर्जी जनरेट करते हैं, उनको बाहर के एनर्जी की जरूरत नहीं पड़ती, राइट? सो दैट इज व्हाई वी कॉल देम एज पैसिव डिवाइसेस। तो मैंने कौन से डिवाइसेस बताइए पैसिव में? रेजिस्टेंस है, कैपेसिटर है और इंडक्टर है। दे ऑल कम अंडर द हेड ऑफ पैसिव डिवाइसेस, राइट? So now inductor is a passive, again it is going to store energy, and now this is going to store in the form of magnetic field. The energy is stored in the form of magnetic field. Remember this. कैपेसिटर में एनर्जी कैसे स्टोर होती है? इन द फॉर्म ऑफ इलेक्ट्रोस्टैटिक एनर्जी, और हम लोग उसको बोलते हैं चार्जेस, राइट? सो दिस इज अ इंडक्टर. द फॉर्मूला ऑफ दैट इंडक्टर इज गवर्न्ड बाय फैराडेज लॉज. सो फैराडेज लॉज आप लोगों को पता होने चाहिए। फैराडेज लॉज थोड़ा सा रिवाइज कर लो तो आपको शायद याद आ जाएंगे। So VT, yeah, voltage across the inductor is given by d lambda by dt, where where V is the voltage induced across the inductor, and lambda is called as the magnetic flux. Like ये थोड़ा सा shift हुआ है. Magnet lambda is equal to the magnetic flux, and the unit is Webers through a coil winding, right? So Webers is the unit of magnetic flux. So this is there. Then this is the all VI characteristics of a coil. Lambda is directly proportional to the current flowing through that. If you take the proportionality constant, then lambda is equal to L into I, where L is constant of proportionality called as inductance, and the unit is Henry or Weber per ampere. Remember this. L is the constant of proportionality when we say that magnetic flux is directly proportional to the current flowing through the coil, and the magnetic constant that the proportionality constant that we are taking over here is capital L, and that is called as the inductance. The unit of that inductance is supposed to be Henry. We are going to use it in the form of Henry, and the other one is Weber per ampere, as magnetic flux has a unit of Weber and current is having a unit of ampere. So we might write Weber per ampere, or we can directly put like Henry. So now the VI characteristics of an inductor can be written as Vt ddt of lambda, that is equal to ddt of L into I. L is again a constant. So we can say that Vt equal to L into di by dt, and that gives us It. If we integrate on both the sides and shift it, so we can solve it like It equal to 1 by L integration 0 to Vt into dt. The above VI characteristics demonstrate that the current through an inductor cannot be altered instantaneously. याद रखिए, ये एकदम से alter नहीं कर सकते. और हम जब कभी भी DC वोल्टेज सप्लाई यूज करते हैं, so it acts as a simple wire. ये कब काम करेगा? ये तभी काम करेगा जब आप इसको हायर फ्रीक्वेंसीज पर काम कराओगे. Unless and until you are working on a higher frequency, higher scale, it's going to work. अगर आप डीसी वोल्टेज पे काम करा रहे हो तो कैपेसिटर और हमारा इंडक्टर काम नहीं करेगा. हमको जो एक्चुअली रिजल्ट चाहिए वो रिजल्ट आपको हाई फ्रीक्वेंसीज पर ही मिलेगी. रिमेंबर दिस. सो दिस इज द इंडक्टर. दिस इज द इंट्रोडक्शन ऑफ अ इंडक्टर. नाउ if we talk about the inductor water analogy circuit, then you can see like this is a flywheel which is connected to the current flow, and this is a turbo. Yes. So if you are able to see my screen.
Yes.
Yeah. So if you are able to see my screen, then
Yes,
there is a current flow which is shown over here. यहाँ से हम लोग बोल रहे हैं कि पानी आ रहा है और ये पानी फ्लो के वजह से ये टरबाइन रोटेट होने वाली है, and due to this movement of turbine, this flywheel is going to rotate, right? Similar is when we say that we have a coil, then this is hooked by a flywheel and water. This is what is written over here, is supplied to the turbine. The flywheel will start move slowly. Eventually the flywheel will move at the same rate as the current. आप जितने स्पीड में यहाँ से पानी डालोगे उतने स्पीड में ये टरबाइन रोटेट होगी, और ये जो कि फ्लाईव्हील से कनेक्टेड है उतनी ही स्पीड में ये फ्लाईव्हील भी रोटेट करेगी. इफ द करंट ऑल्टरनेट्स बैक एंड फोर्थ, अगर ये करंट, ये जो फ्लो है ये अगर एसी रहा, एसी, जस्ट इमेजिन एसी. सो वी माइट टेक अ क्लास टुमारो at the same time. I will show you what is the difference between AC and DC, right? Unless and until you understand the difference between AC voltage and the DC voltage, you won't be getting these things, right? So AC actually is which is alternating with respect to time, which is changing with respect to time, right? So which alters. So हमारे half wave, negative half cycle and a positive half cycle, ऐसा पूरा एक cycle बनता है. So we call this as a AC. So it alternates, it changes, right? When it changes, then it will store some, say it will start giving induction, magnetic induction in that form. So whenever there are changes, so whenever there is change in magnetic flux or whenever there is change in the EMF, right? So here we are going to change the current. Indirectly, it means that we are going to fluctuate the EMF. And whenever there is change in the EMF associated with a coil, then the magnetic field is generated or a EMF is generated, vice versa, depending on what we are going to change. So eventually, this is what we need to say when we talk about a water analogy circuit. As the current moves back and forth, the flywheel creates the extra resistance to change in the current flow. But eventually, the flywheel or a turbine will move in the same direction as the current flow. आप ऐसा भेजो या ऐसा भेजो, जब भी आप ऐसा ऐसा करोगे तो ये फ्लाईव्हील भी वैसे वैसे पोजीशन पे मूव करेगी. So this is actually the current analogy circuit, and if you are able to see the screen, so there is a second method where we can associate inductor with this. So here, if you are able to see this basic inductor operation, what we are going to connect is we are going to connect this with a supply, positive and negative. So this is actually called as a DC voltage source, right? So DC means which is a direct current, which is not changing, which is continuous, which is at a particular level. If I say this is at a 5 volt voltage, then it will remain at 5 volt voltage with respect to time. It is not going to change, right? Now that particular is called as AC voltage. Now what we are doing here is we have connected this to a battery and we are having a switch S we have 2 points B and A. What we are going to do, we are going to shift this switch at a very higher speed. Accordingly, the current is going to move through and forth through this and through this, and there will be a magnetic field generated across this, as you are able to see in the screen. So this is how the inductor works. So whenever there is change in the current, so this is actually a coil. It should be round, right? So it should be round in shape like this. So if I have a coil with me, so if you are able to see, I guess my color of the shirt is same as this. So in background, you are not able to see, but it is actually a coil. Yeah. So you are able to see this coil now. This is a red color wire, which I have tried to make like a coil. So whenever a current, alternating current is flown through this, the EMF is generated. Alternating current which is switching positive negative ऐसा fast अगर हो रहा है तो उस समय मैग्नेटिक फील्ड जनरेट होता है लाइक सो यहाँ पर ये मैग्नेटिक फील्ड का ये दिया हुआ है सो सेम इज द केस फॉर द फ्लाईव्हील whenever we are having a water flowing through this, so depending on the position or the direction of the water, this turbine is going to move, and accordingly this is going to create say the magnetic field accordingly the same as we have connected the turbines. So what is the main job of a turbine? To generate energy, right? So as we rotate in hydropower station, what we do, we rotate the turbines and we generate the electricity or we generate the energy. The same concept is being used here. So I guess we wait for a second. So I guess we have done this initially in electromagnetic induction chapter, that how electricity is generated. Whenever water is dropped on a turbine, it rotates and accordingly it generates the electricity. That is how hydropower stations work, right? So this was one of the main, and this is the concept. Mechanical inertia and inductor both resist sudden change in their state, right? So this is how the magnetic field is being generated. Magnetic field is being generated. Now, inductance of a cylindrical coil, as I showed you, this is the formula for inductance. So L equal to mu 0 n square pi r square by L, where if mu 0 is the permeability of free spaces, n is number of turns in the coil, L is the length of resistance or less resistance less wire used in the coil like this, and r is the radius of cross section. So this is the radius. So this circle will give you the radius of that cross section. So that comes under this formula, L equal to mu 0 n square pi r square by L. And if the number of turns per unit length, that is n, then n will be equal, capital N will be equal to n into L. So we can replace this n by nl square. So L will be equal to mu 0 n square L square pi r square by L. LL gets cancelled and we have mu 0 n square L pi r square, right? Or we can say pi r square can be written as the area of cross section, and we can say mu 0 n square L by L into A. So this is the formula for the inductance in a coil. And these are some of the examples, I guess. Yeah, so we can go through the examples. So we have time for 4 minutes or more there. So these are some of the examples which I need to show you of a coil. So coil can be made on any of the things. It's just rotated on a non-conducting medium. These are all forms of inductors which we use. These are some of say variable inductors like so, and these are some of tuned tank circuits like so. These are all the examples of inductors. This is how you are able to see. This is another form of an inductor. So antenna coil, we call this as an antenna coil over there, and contains an iron core that magnifies the magnetic field effect used to tune in ultra high frequency signals like RF, radio frequency signals. So these are used in the antennas where we need to tune that. So these are some of the examples. This is again a tuning coil, as I've showed you. These are some more examples of, yeah. So I guess these are symbols. So I guess the time is running, so we might check it in the next class. So these things we will continue, transformers, and yeah, so we might continue in the next class. So this is the last. So let me brush it up what we have studied today. So we have just checked about what capacitors have. We have studied in capacitors, then we have started with inductors. These are some basic formulas for inductors. An inductor is nothing but a coil and through which AC signal is passed. This is a water analogy circuit. Then we are having, this is how the magnetic field is generated. Whenever there is change in magnetic field or whenever there is change in the EMF, magnetic field is generated. This concept is being used. And this is the basic concept of idle power stations. And yeah, cylindrical coil, the formula of cylindrical coil over there. These are some of the examples of the coils. So I guess this is over for today. If you have any queries, you can ask. I will stop sharing my screen. Yeah. So if you are able to ask, no, wait. Yeah. So if you have any queries, you can ask. Yeah. So yeah, no doubt. Thank you. Thank you very much for this, for viewing my video on YouTube. I will be uploading this video on YouTube. Go through that. And if anybody have any doubts, you can put comments on that. At the same time, you can you can ask questions on that and we can solve it. You can put comments on group also. So thank you for having listening this, and I wish you all good luck at your homes. Stay home, stay safe, take care, and be safe. See you soon. Bye. Good day.